problems. And then I will tell you about my day.
Yeah, this is why no one really cared.
Hey, Tallow, fuck you. I'm gonna dip you in wax and set you on fire.
Because he was just walking around being like, hey, you fucking idiots! Why did you snapshot that when you could have auto-shot? You're fucking dumb! I hope the aliens kill you.
So I mentioned that the subway system was on strike, so I had to drive way the fuck into San Francisco and I was late. And then, right as we get there, we're just walking around the store. I'm talking to my partner. I haven't worked with him before. He's a cool guy. We're just standing in the liquor aisle talking about, like, some fucking Mexican food he had today. No, it wasn't Mexican. It was El Salvadorian. It was, like, pupatas or pupa... There were P's and there were vowels, and it was kind of like a quesadilla, but it wasn't a quesadilla. And so, this shady-looking motherfucker in his puffy coat walks by, grabs, like, a bottle of vodka or something. I don't have my camera. Just walks out towards the back of the store. So it's like, you know, if you're gonna buy alcohol, you walk into the alcohol aisle, you pick up the alcohol, and then you walk back forward to the fucking registers to pay for it. But if you're a thief, you keep walking through the alcohol aisle to the back of the store, where I watched him. Then he goes an aisle or two over, starts walking up that aisle for no fucking reason, and sticks it in his pants. So I catch him outside. I'm like, hey, man, come on. Now, I didn't quite get in front of him, trying to kind of play catch-up, and he was looking over his shoulder, so I thought he was going to take off running. I'm like, hey, who's making that noise? Shut the fuck up when it's story time! What's that? Okay, my Skype was doing that thing where I think it's trying to make you all loud when you don't talk. I don't know. Shut up. And so somebody coming from a little ways, like, hey, man, come on, give me the bottle. So I hand over the bottle. I'm like, all right, cool. Now you're coming with me. And he's like, no. And then he took off fucking running, and I was chasing him down the sidewalk, and then he ran across the street, and I'm like, fuck this! I don't want to get run over by a fucking car. So then about an hour later, there's this grandma, like, fucking pushing around a cart with a fucking suitcase in it. Like, what the fuck? Who goes shopping with a fucking suitcase? Am I right? So she goes into the wine aisle. It's the same place, same thing with the liquor. Gets 4 bottles of wine. She has 4 separate, like, reusable shopping bags. And then we're like, okay, Grant, whatever, fuck it. We see her like 20 fucking minutes later, standing in the bakery section, like near where the doors are if you were gonna be a thief and bypass the check stands. And she takes each one, rolls it up in its own shopping bag, and then puts it in her luggage. And then pushes out with the fucking, all the wines in a bag inside the suitcase is in the cart, everything's concealed, and she just pushes out, and we stop her. So we take her to the back, she's like, oh, I'm not under arrest, am I? And then we're like, no, you know, blah, 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 blah. So she's saying all these things that make it look like she's a fucking thief, and that she's just was old and decided to steal this shit. So when we get to the back, she finally kind of asks, she might have been a little bit old and senile, I was like, so what's the problem? It's like, well, we saw you walk outside without paying for the wine. It's like, but I paid for it. I'm like, do you have a receipt? She's like, yes, right here. And it was a perfectly valid receipt. Like, fuck! Like, woman, why are we standing over there, halfway inside the store, rolling this shit up in other bags to put in your fucking suitcase and then walk out? Why the fuck didn't you just leave the fucking store after paying for your wine?
What the hell?
Your angry story got kittens killed.
That's how angry I am. So we had a bad stop. That's like my first legit bad stop. Now, thankfully, it was my partner who's like, yeah, I saw her selected. Yeah, let's go stop her. And I'm like, I thought he was with it. I thought he had it all. I was like, oh my god, what the fuck? I would have stopped her too if you know, he didn't. And so, oh man, you had to tell the boss, it was this, it was ass. Then, what the fuck else did we do? Oh, that douchebag guy. Okay, I'm angry, I'm gonna be honest. I don't use the N-word, but there was two that looked stereotypically like the N-word. It was these two fuckers who came in, were like prowling around the baby formula, scooping it up and checking over their shoulder every 10 seconds.
What?
Okay, baby formula for poor people to steal. because they're poor, so they have nothing better to do than to make more poor people to feed.
That sounds
So they're-
logical.
So I was just, like, I was on my phone. I didn't think I was going to do anything else that night. I was just walking through the aisle. I'm like, oh, hey, I've got a message on my online dating profile. I'm going to talk to a girl for a moment. I'm going to sit here and type a response on my phone. Hey, what are these two N-words doing with the baby formula? Why does this one have a giant blue duffel bag over his shoulder? That looks suspicious. I'm gonna follow these people. And then I did. They kept checking over their shoulder, and I spooked them probably, and they fucking left without taking the shit out the front door, but I got a recovery on it. And then, at fucking like 8:30, and this fucking homeless bum comes in, steals a single goddamn beer, and we stop him for it because fuck it, I wanted a goddamn arrest. I see all those fucking people back in the store. I'm like, oh god damn it! I just saw you try to steal shit like 4 hours ago. Why the fuck didn't you just stay home? So they had a guard in uniform, and I'm like, hey, uniform guard, see this guy I just randomly asked if I could help him find something even though I'm clearly in plain clothes? You should watch him, because he was trying to steal shit earlier.
Do you get like reprimands for doing bad?
Oh, you lose your fucking job for bad stops. Seriously, if that old grandma is senile and wants to press a complaint for being stopped by store security when she had a perfectly valid receipt, my cool partner buddy could lose his goddamn job for it.
That's her fault, though. She should have spoken up.
Yeah, I mean, if she just said, I have a receipt, when we stopped her, and not like 5 minutes later when we got her in the back getting paperwork, we would have just been like, oh, whoops. And it's still a bad stop, and if she still complains, we're still fucked. But then it would be like, ah! Instead of like, they took me into the back room and were asking me for ID. And then, like I said, I stopped this bum for a fucking goddamn, and I don't even remember what it was. It was a beer. It was some fucking gay beer with fruit additives or something. Fuck.
Don't hate on fruit beer.
No, but it wasn't even like. Oh god, it was some. Oh, where's my fucking phone? You know what? Fuck this. I'm gonna find my phone. I'm gonna get a picture of this shit.
Was it a lambic? Cause those own.
Oh my god, that's what it was. That is the most disgusting sound. Like, I fucking hate beer to begin with. But Budweiser and Clamato?
Oh, that's actually not that bad.
Ew.
Oh
That's-
god.
Terrible. So he comes in and he's
by itself is terrible. Why would you want to
Clamato outside, and he gives it up. And I'm like, cool. Thank you for giving up the Budweiser and Clamato. Now get your bitch homeless ass inside so that I can get your ID and make some paperwork. Like, that ain't gonna happen. And I'm like, yeah, it is. No, it's not. I'm like, bitch, it is going to happen, or I'm gonna have to drag you in there by force. They're like, all right, try it. I'm like, okay. I'm pulling out my handcuffs. I'm like, I'm gonna fucking clock you with these, then I'm gonna drag your fucking ass back inside. And I told my partner to go get the uniformed security guard just so we had another witness for when I had to beat this fucking homeless bum. Apparently, maybe, I'm gonna admit, maybe something about my demeanor did not click with this man. And so,
Wonder what?
shut the fuck up, you fucking sandhumper. So, security guard, who clearly was an ESL, if you know what I mean. Karn, for you, in the fucking Australian outback, that stands for English Second Language. So, I don't know, he sounded like he was from Trinidad or something. Guy agrees to go back inside. But then he's a complete dick, refuses to give me his name, ID, anything. He's just standing in the back store, like the back room. I'm like, alright, fine. Fuck it. I don't care. I'm gonna take a picture of you, what you stole, write this shit up, don't give a shit. Oh, what's this? You're just gonna stand there in the middle of the back room and get in the fucking store manager's way who's trying to haul merchandise around, and then verbally threaten him. Oh, now the manager wants me to call the cops. fucking wonderful. I get to sit here with for another hour, listening to your fucking crazy ass verbally threaten us, while we wait for the fucking police to show up. The fucking police who don't even give me his proper driver's license number or social security. Don't even fucking run him through the system. They can do fucking photo ID or some bullshit. Like, oh, you fucking, So what was the point of that, you fucking police? So that was my day. How was your day?
I had pizza.
Nobody